Welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Our former president Uhuru Kenyatta is the only father who is left in this country. Jomo Kenyatta died, Moi died, Kibaki died, and Raila Odinga recently died. So as a country, we only have one father we can run to. In case of any challenge, we only have one. We have no any other for now. That is Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta gave us a fatherly advice when he was leaving power. A fatherly advice. That some of us, excluding me, because I never voted for this regime, are regretting why they never listened. Uhuru Kenyatta has decided, I will not let it go. Because there is a new generation called the Gen Z, and they are committed in changing this country. Uhuru has decided to render free advice to the young people. The way we never listened in 2022, let us not again assume in 2027. We do not want a scenario where we again regret. How I wish we listened to Uhuru's advice before 2027. We've learned our hard lessons, and let us not learn the hard way after 2027. Can we listen to what Uhuru Kenyatta is telling the young people?
I'm reminded of the many young, charismatic men and women who were not afraid to dream and act on their dreams in the early year of Kenya's independence as well as Africa's independence. People like Tom Mboya, who were ministers of government for planning the ages of 28, 29. Sure many of you here are older than that. Others like Ken Matiba, who were around 27 and they were permanent secretaries. They were shaping the country. They were shaping the continent at those ages. So when somebody tells you, you young people, tell them no. Us leaders of today, because that is what you are. Because all these others were called young, but yet their vision has helped shape not only Kenya, our region, but undoubtedly the entire continent. And I hope this encourages you never to stop dreaming, and most of all, to believe, as Crystal has told you, in yourselves, to pursue your dreams, because change only happens when one courageous person takes a step. Just one. Choosing to become the change that they want to see. Not waiting for change, but that one person who is probably sitting in this room who decides that, yes, I want to be the change. I don't want to wait for somebody to tell me what to do. I want to be the change that I want to see. And that is the first step in leadership. Leadership, my friends, is not leadership, again, as we have heard, for power. Leadership is responsibility. Leadership is about responsibility, not the power and the trappings that are associated with it. All of us here, myself, Dr. Wokne, have held leadership roles, and we aspired to them. We didn't wait for them to be given to us. We went out to get them. We went out to get them. And one lesson I have learned in my journey is this: that if you truly want to get to the top of the ladder, the first thing you have to realize is that leadership is not about what title you hold. It is not about the title. I repeat again, leadership that is going to be trusted. It is leadership that knows and bears responsibility for its actions. Not by the power that you hold, but by the trust that is bestowed upon you by the people who you wish to lead. Power may look glamorous, but the true impact of your leadership qualities will be measured by the impact that you leave behind. My own journey through governance and diplomacy in many ways has taught me that legacy is built in moments of service. When you choose dialogue over division, when we prioritize the common good over personal gain, and when we plant the seeds of peace that future generations can harvest. True legacy is not about moments or accolades. It is about people. It is about the lives that are transformed because we dared to lead with integrity, with humility, and with vision. The Africa as seen today, the Africa we are today, is not the same Africa of yesterday. Across our continent, demands for transparency, accountability, citizen participation are increasing. Technology is reshaping how governments interact with their people. Most importantly, young voices are rising. Young voices that are energetic, innovative, and determined to break barriers.
Kenyans of goodwill, especially the Gen Z, it is good for us to listen. Uhuru has told us about the young men and women who dreamt after independence. The likes of Tom Mboya, who were appointed ministers at the age of 28, and they performed. Tom Mboya was a patriot, a man committed to this nation. And I know, maybe in one way or another, that is why he was assassinated, because he was over-ambitious and was willing to transform this country. The young people listening to me, fighting in funerals cannot take us anywhere. Receiving 200 to go and disrupt other people's meetings can't take us anywhere. I witnessed a very sad scenario from Mbeere North. As much as you disagree with me, I have every right to speak up my mind. The only power we have to be heard is at the ballot in 2027. Instead of spending energy fighting in funerals and political rallies, can't we start mobilizing for massive voter registration among the young people? I traversed some of the polling centers during the by-election, and I can tell you for free, young people don't vote. They do not vote. A number of the people queuing in those lines are the elderly. We speak online, We want change, yes. But the question is, how are we participating to bring this change? Is fighting other people in political rallies the change we want? No. Let us have a Kenya where, kaka, if I support William Ruto, I will walk into Kirinyaga, peacefully do my meeting and finish, but at the end, the people I hosted, they know where they will vote. That is democracy. Let us not avoid being used. Let us go back, use the media, use social media, use gatherings. Let us rally behind massive voter registration. And as we register, let us go out and vote. If we can't do that, we have a long way. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.